Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Wraith here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking why some of you may feel like you've plateaued in Fortnite, like you just can't get better with no matter what you do. I've gone through this a couple times throughout my career of Fortnite. Like, there's just times where I'm just like, no matter what I do, no matter how many hours I put in, I'm just not getting better. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing it, and hopefully we can solve your guys' problem. Thank you. Before I start this video, I just want to say thank you for 48,000 subscribers. Huge landmark. Hopefully soon we will hit that big 50K. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be doing a huge day in the life video of me at 50K. Like, going to be everything I do in the day, how I edit my videos, like a room tour, basically everything I do. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. It's going to be an absolute banger. So hopefully we can hit 50K soon and I can put that out. But let's get right into the video. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. So the first thing is you are not practicing properly, or you're not following an actual routine. Now, almost every single video I've talked about getting better or plateauing or why you're not getting better, it has to do with majority of people is you're not following a good routine, or you're just playing the game. I would say honestly, like 85 to 90% of Fortnite players, and that's just a random number I'd guess on, are just playing the game. Like, they're not actually working to get better every single day. So basically what playing the game would be is you're just hopping on. You could be doing like customs, you could be doing arena, you could be grinding, but you're still not really focusing on improving. You're just playing customs, you're just playing arena. So how to actually improve and how to actually work on your improving and figuring out a routine is actually working on things that you struggle with and things that are important. So for example, the main things would be your mechanics. Are you actually working on your mechanics specifically? Are you working on your editing? Are you working on your aim? Are you working on your building? Same with game sense. Are you actually physically working on your game sense by looking over VODs or watching pro players, etc., right? You're going to get better by playing arena. You're going to get better by playing customs and just playing the game, and even do a slight warm-up. Like, some people think if they just do a warm-up, play a little bit of arena, play a little bit of customs, hop off, they're going to become the next mongrel. And unfortunately, that's not what's going to happen. Like, the odd person might be able to become a very solid player just by doing that, but that's very, very few people who are just naturally gifted at the game, who don't really need to work on their mechanics. But for 99.8% of you guys, you're going to have to specifically work on your mechanics, specifically work on your game sense, and not just play the game. I've made routines before. I've made videos on how to improve in 1 hour a day. Literally, the best thing you can do is work like 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, as much as you can on each mechanic, your aim, your building, your editing. And then in my opinion, I would say like 30 minutes to an hour for game sense. Obviously depends how much time you have in the day, but so many people just play the game and don't actually follow a routine or actually work on improving specific things, which is why they're not getting better. They're just stuck where they are, is because they're just playing the game. So the next thing is you either change things too often or you change things not enough. So basically what I mean about this, and they sound kind of counterintuitive, but trust me, stick with me. So basically the first thing would be is if you're changing things too often, and what I mean about that is there's tons of things you can be changing. You could be changing your sensitivity like every week, 2 weeks, even every month. In my opinion, your sensitivity should stay the same unless you're just starting off on keyboard, or you're just starting off on controller, or you really feel like you want to switch it up. Like, obviously, I'm not saying don't ever change your sense, but I'm just saying if you're changing it every 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to get better on that sense. People like Clicks have never changed his sense since starting Fortnite, maybe like once, just because he feels that sticking with the same sense is the best way to improve your aim, etc., and your crosshair placement, stuff like that. Another thing would be like drop spots, changing your drop spots too often. If you're just landing different places every single week and not kind of figuring out one place, you're not going to get better at that specific drop spots. Same with your binds, or same with your equipment. If you're getting a new mouse, changing up your binds every single week, you're not going to get better with those specific things. Same with your routine. If you're changing your routine every single week and doing different things that you don't really need to work on, well, then you're not going to get that much better, right? And then the same thing goes for if you're not changing it enough, right? If you've been doing the same routine for 2 years or a year or 6 months and you're not seeing that big improvement, maybe it's time to switch up your routine a little bit. I'm not saying scratch everything and completely restart, but maybe doing some small changes in your routine would be beneficial for you. Either do different maps or Maybe focus a little bit more on your weaknesses instead of just doing an all-around thing, right? In my opinion, like, you can't be on either end of the spectrum. You kind of got to be right in the middle, right? You can't not change things, but you can't change things too much, because you're either not going to be improving, or you're not going to be improving both ways, right? So you kind of got to figure out that sweet spot where maybe every 2 months you switch up your routine, every month you switch up your routine. If you feel like your sense is too low or too high, maybe switch it up a little bit, but stick with that for a while, right? Just don't be switching things too much. But yeah, that's basically it for that tip. So the next thing is confidence. Now, so many people, even after playing Fortnite for a year, some for 2 years, some even for almost 3 years, I think it is now. Like, Fortnite's been out for a while now. Some people still struggle with confidence and their ability to make decisions when fighting. And honestly, I understand. Like, I know what you guys mean. Even the odd time when I'm playing a custom or I'm playing an end game and it's a big tournament win or something like that, I still get nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I still get a little bit nervous, and it's just human nature. Some people don't get nervous. If you're a pro player, you've been in that situation a ton, and you're in a tournament and you know what to do, you don't get nervous. Some people, majority of people, still get nervous to this day. You just got to figure out a way to help yourself by being as confident as possible. It's okay to have a little bit of nerves. It's okay to be a little bit nervous when fighting or when in a tough spot, but you just got to learn how to kind of work through that and not let it like be detrimental to your gameplay. Like, if you're every single time you get nervous you choke, obviously you need to work on that, right? Like, it's not something good. You need to specifically work on that problem and fix it, because if you're just choking every single time you get in a big situation, you're never going to get to that next level, right? So I've made videos on confidence before. It's kind of a in-depth concept to go into today, but basically, like, just some things you can do is put yourself in that position more often. If you struggle in end games, play more customs, like play more end game customs so you get more in the position. If you struggle with fighting people, W key in arena and get more used to fighting people, because the more you do something, the more confident you're going to feel in your ability to perform that task successfully, right? So put yourself in that situation more often, and you'll find yourself getting way more confident and way more calm when you're in that situation. So this next tip, and I would say this is one of the biggest thing as to why people do not improve. I've gone through this. I'm sure every single person watching this video and every single person playing Fortnite has done this at least once in their career, and it's blaming external things. Now, you guys might be a little bit confused and you'll be like, well, what does that mean? And what I mean is, every single time you die, you blame something else other than yourself. And I know some of you guys might just be like, no, I don't, right? But like, trust me, if you think about it, next time you die, or the next couple times you die, really think about it, and what would be your first instinct? For majority of people, and people I've played with, myself included, after I die, I'll be like, oh, that guy just got 3 lucky headshots on me, or there was lag, or I didn't get any RNG, or whatever the case is, right? Like, there's something that you are complaining about, but in reality, every single thing that caused you to die, you could have prevented. Did he triple head dink you? You should have known someone was around. Like, you should have been paying attention. You should have built quicker. You should have not peeked that long. Did you die because of RNG? You shouldn't have landed in a spot where there's minimal RNG. You should have landed somewhere where there's more RNG, or you should have been aware that someone was landing right next to you and it's a potential RNG fight. If someone third parties you should have been aware that you've been fighting this opponent for a minute and there's probably a high chance you're gonna get third partied, right? Instead of instantly just blaming something else and being like, oh, there's lag or third party RNG, blah blah blah, right? Think about what you actually could have done to prevent that situation. And I know it's hard, because obviously it's frustrating when you die and you don't want to take responsibility for it, and you want to blame something else. Same with duos, trios, squads. When you die in a team game mode, your first reaction is basically to not put it on yourself, because you don't want your teammates to think that you screwed up, you messed up. So your first reaction is to blame something else. But trust me, the best way to get better is really realizing what you did wrong instead of blaming other things, and then actually working on it to figure out how you can prevent that for specific situations in the future. Trust me, it's one of the biggest things that everyone needs to work on, no matter if you're a pro player, if you're an average player, if you're a terrible player, no matter what. Trust me, I guarantee at least once you guys have blamed something else for your death. Now, the last tip, and I've been talking about this a lot in recent videos, I'm sure a lot of you guys who watch my videos know this, but it's not playing with people who support you. And I've been really pushing this the last couple of videos, because I really have started to realize how important this really is for motivation, confidence, everything. If you're playing with people who are just negative, who are just telling you you're not good at the game, or pushing you like every single time you die and just being like, well, why didn't you do this? Oh, well, why did you miss your shots, or blah blah blah, or you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that. You're not going to get better, right? If you're just playing with people who are just constantly berating you and just constantly coming after you, you're not going to get better, right? You need to find people who are pushing you to be better, who are helping you improve, who are motivating you, who are just not absolutely tearing you down every single time you try something or every single time you screw up, right? Like I said, I've talked about this before, but if you're playing with people like that, you need to find new people to play with. Especially, like, I understand if it's your friends and stuff and you want to play with them, but if you really want to get better and you don't want to get absolutely berated every single time you play, it's time to find new people, whether that's through Discord, through Phil, through creative, just finding people, even through my YouTube comments. If you want to find some people, literally just comment down below your username, what server you play on. Maybe you can find some people to play with. But yeah, if you're just playing with people who are just negative every single time, unfortunately, you're probably not going to improve that much. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slap a like button on it, hit that subscribe button, use creator code WraithFN in the item shop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.